Hi, my name is Ginger. Welcome to today's Sensation of Being Yin class. We'll start today in a child's pose. Bring the toes to touch, knees as wide as you'd like. And then sending the hips down towards the heels, maybe placing a block underneath the hips. And then walk the hands out forward, melting the chest down, melting the forehead down towards the mat, maybe placing a block underneath here. And then beginning to notice your breath, seeing if you can elongate each inhale and each exhale. And simply notice. Notice what you're showing up with today. Notice any sensations in the body. Notice where you feel your breath. And as you breathe in, imagine each inhale traveling down the length of the spine all the way to the hips, creating a little bit more space for you to melt towards the earth. Notice all the points on the body that are touching the ground, all of the places that the earth reaches up to support you. And then as you're ready, go ahead and walk the hands forward, sending the hips up high, coming into a puppy pose. And again, maybe placing a block underneath the chest, bringing your chin towards the mat, maybe curling the toes under if that feels good. And sending your breath to the back of the heart space, just between the shoulder blades. Soften in the jaw, unfurrow the eyebrows, noticing where you're holding any unnecessary tension and sending your inhales there to soften. Yin postures typically aren't comfortable. They're slightly uncomfortable, but it's all about just sitting in the present moment and being with what comes up, using the tool of your breath to anchor in and just be, acknowledging whatever comes up and breathing through it. Maybe you notice with each exhale, you surrender just a little bit more to gravity, making the chest melt a little closer to the earth. And then walking the hands underneath the chest, go ahead and come into a tabletop position. We'll take a few cat-cows here just to recenter. Inhale to drop the belly. Lift the chest for cow. Exhale, round the back for cat. And flowing through that on your own breath, maybe veering off the railroad tracks, taking circles with the shoulders, with the hips. And then from here, go ahead and send the right knee towards the right wrist. Walking the left leg back, we'll come into a pigeon pose. If you want to bring a block or a blanket, even a pillow, underneath the right hip to bring the ground up to you, this would be a good place to do that. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, begin to walk the hands out forward, maybe placing the forearms down on some blocks, maybe stacking the fists and placing the forehead on top there. And again, nothing should be painful. If anything hurts, come out of it just a little bit. Take a different option. But maybe, if it's only a little bit uncomfortable, find your breathing. Again, imagine inhaling down the length of your spine and then sending each breath to that right hip, creating a little bit more space to soften. Go ahead and curl the back toes under, beginning to walk the hands underneath the body, and then sending the hips up and back, coming into a downward dog. Maybe pedaling the heels down here, rocking the hips from side to side. Notice if one leg feels any different than the other. And then go ahead and send the left knee towards the left wrist, lowering the shin down, walking the right foot behind, and grabbing any props, placing them under your left hip. Walk the hands out forward. Find your pigeon pose on this side. And just settling in, finding your breath, sending each inhale this time down the spine into the left hip. Noticing any thoughts that come up in this posture. Acknowledge them, release judgment. Maybe just observe these passing thoughts. Like you're floating in an ocean and each passing wave is a thought. They come and they go, but releasing your grip, releasing your hold on any single one of them. Returning to the breath. Walking the hands back up underneath the body. Curl the back toes under and send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedaling it out here. Notice this fresh rush of fluid flowing down that left leg. And then as you're ready, lower the knees down and come to lay on your tummy. We'll send the right hand out to a T, placing your left ear towards the mat, bend in the right knee, and rock over the left hip. The sole of the right foot on the outside of the mat. Maybe you place a block underneath. Notice the sensation in the left side of the chest. And breathe. If it feels good to you, you might reach your right hand behind the back, bringing it to the low back, opening in the chest even more towards this right side. Maybe your left fingers start to tingle a little bit as they're deprived of oxygenated blood. But again, find your breathing, embracing that sensation if it's not painful, and just be. Go ahead and rock over back through center. And then placing the back of the left palm on the low back, allowing the shoulder and the arm to soften out to the side. Maybe you clench the left fist and stretch the fingers out wide a few times. And then go ahead and lower the left hand, bringing it underneath the chest. Reach the right arm out long, and then this time place your right ear towards the mat, bending the left knee, rocking over the right hip. And taking that same posture on this side. Maybe reaching your left hand behind you to the low back, opening the chest even more. Notice if any sensations come up in the right hand, maybe the tingling of the fingers. And go ahead and release your left hand back underneath you, rocking through center. And bring the right hand to the low back, palm facing up, releasing in the shoulder. Maybe clench and release the right fist a few times. Lower the right hand. Bring the palms to stack underneath the forehead. Elbows extend out wide. Resting in this crocodile pose. We'll take our Savasana here, but if you want to come into any other posture, find what works for you, and then relax. Bringing your awareness back to your breathing, noticing the sensations in the body, and releasing all control. Let go of the doing and simply be. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. The light, the love, the teacher in me sees and appreciates that in each of you. Have an awesome day. Namaste.